You're watching Good Morning Carolinas with Jason Glasspool, Crystal Costa, meteorologist Darren Stack, and Amanda Kenseth.
And a very good Thursday morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. The time right now is 5:19. You know, there's a long, rich history of tobacco farming in Horry County and Plain Jacks, too.
Apparently. And if you ever wondered what life was like back in the day on these farms, WPDE News Channel 15's Amanda Kenseth is live at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway with some insight. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. This place is just like walking back in history. I mean, you come here, you learn about how it used to be, and it's still like that. And so let's talk about, it's summertime. Kids are home from school, playing games.
Sure. We're here at the farm, and this time of year always reminds me, Amanda, of summertime where kids have had time to play, and it's time to get the tobacco in, and then it's time to go back to school. And my mind goes back to games like this as a kid, where we can make a skill set for kids. Is what they would try to do when they were playing.
Because this requires a lot of coordination to do.
Yes, it does. And jobs around the farm would require coordination, and those were basically teaching their kids while they were at home for skills for the farm by them just playing with things like Amanda has. It's called a buzzsaw, and you can see it's turning and moving. And of course, the materials that they would make these games out of would have been right off the farm most of the time without having any output to have to spend money to make games for kids.
Yeah, it's so simple to make, and it does require coordination, but it's fun.
Yeah.
You're busy for a long time.
It can also become very annoying if you stick that in your hair, which some of the boys would do to the girls. It would just make a big knot in your hair, and we've got a brawl going on between the children.
yeah, we can't have that. And I have to show you down here now, we've been playing jacks this morning, which is so fun. I don't know the last time I ever played this, but this requires a lot of coordination too. See, there went my ball right there. But these are some of the games that you played, and that's amazing to think about. They got you ready for stuff on the farm. Exactly.
That was their livelihood, and so they wanted these children to grow up and have those skills to be able to do things as soon as they got old enough to go to work.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep doing this so that I can help out on the farm later this morning. We've got some tobacco. We're making grits and more, guys.
Life before video games. I didn't know there was such a thing.
And the internet and smartphones.
Yeah.
It is kind of fun thinking back, huh?
Sure is. The process of farming tobacco has certainly evolved over the years. WPDE News Channel 15's Amanda Kenseth is live at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm in Conway with a little bit of insight. I see tobacco.
This is tobacco right here. This is dried tobacco, right?
Exactly. Dried tobacco, the gold of the farm. This was their cash. And this is the time of year when they're getting it ready to go to market. And as we talked about earlier about some of those skill sets for those hands, let's see Amanda if that helped.
Since I played the kids' games all right, I built up my skill set. So, all right. So I wrap this around here.
Wrap it around. This is the tobacco after it was cured in the tobacco curing barn. Then they had to grate it and then do as Amanda's doing. It's called tying. And this on this stick is how it would have went to market. And of course, without this, then they would have had no cash to buy clothes or shoes for those kids to get back to school. So this was one of the most important crops on the farm. And this is the time of year when they're ready to take it and start taking it to market and get their cash out of it for all that hard work they've done all year.
Yeah, you bet. How'd I do?
She did great. Look
I
at
did
there.
All right. So
we
you
might
just
get
throw this on here?
Look at there. That graded out and tied real pretty. And we might get maybe 75 cents a pound in the latter part of the 50s there if we were real lucky on a stick of tobacco like this. Been a lot of cash for them during that time period.
Okay, yeah, this is a big process. I mean, it goes several steps before it's ready to go.
And these kids were working, and this time of year, trying to get the tobacco cured out. The parents would have been watching a fire 24 hours a day curing tobacco, and then taking it out of the barn, taking it to the pack house, and grading it and tying it, put it on a stick, so they could have that cash to do what they needed to do.
There you go, the cash crop of the area, guys.
Now I'm waiting for you to put a big chaw in your mouth, Amanda.
We don't want her to throw up on television, do we?
No, we don't.
That might get to her tummy.
You're watching Good Morning Carolinas with Jason Glasspool, Crystal Costa, meteorologist Darren Stack, and Amanda Kenseth.
And a very good Thursday morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. The time right now is 6:19, and all morning long, Amanda Kenseth has been taking us back in time, showing us how tobacco was farmed along the Grand Strand. And right now, she is taking us back to how grits are made.
Yeah, at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm. Hey, Amanda.
That's right, it's breakfast time, so let's make some grits, right?
Sure, Amanda. Corn would have been the next to tobacco most important crop on the field. The reason for that would have been because every animal they had, which was their most important asset beside the land, would have lived off of this corn.
Sure.
This year's been a pretty good year for corn here in Oread County, as the meteorologists have warned us ahead of time, and the rain came, and now we have an abundant supply of corn, and that would have been very important in the day of the Living History Farm here. After it would have dried, then they would have ground this corn into grits and meal, and the man is going to show us some of these skill sets that the children would have had. After we'd go through the mill, then they would need to separate the grits from the meal.
Sure, you just shake it like this.
Shaking away and not spill any of it possibly.
Oh.
And our pan below is a little bit small for the sifter.
That just means I need to be more coordinated, right?
There you go. A little more practice with those jack rocks and get more coordinated. But then when you got the meal separated from the grits, and that's the way it would have came from the grits mill in your community, it would have been unbolted, and what she's doing is what they would call bolting it, and then you have the grits and the meal separate. And so cornmeal, they would use it to make all kind of dishes, cornbread. We're familiar with cornmeal today and corn dodgers.
Sure.
Very nutritious to people as well as the animals on the farm.
Yeah, and grits, you know, around here, you eat those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
Oh, yeah, it's that time of morning, isn't it? And we sell these grits right here on the farm. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this is unlike anything you're going to buy from a commercial producer, because the oil is still in this, has not been separated.
Oh, yeah.
And
and check this out, you can really see the difference.
You can see the difference here between the grits and the meal.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, it's been playing all those kids' games this morning that gave me the coordination.
There you go.
Be able to do that. Got some grits for you, guys.
That's pretty neat.
It is neat. Don't get more southern than grits, right?
No, you don't. And you couldn't have corn dogs without corn, so.
And I love me some corn dogs. Don't take those away. Oread County's history is rich with tobacco farming, and this morning we're taking you back in time. We are showing you what life was like here decades ago.
WPDE News Channel 15's Amanda Kenseth is getting down on the farm at L.W. Paul's Living History Farm in Conway. She's teaching us some coordination this morning.
I'm trying. This game is harder than it looks, I tell you. So you're just supposed to push this ring. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yay! All right, finally. All right, so that's one of the mini games that they used to play out on the farm. It builds up your coordination, helps you work out in the fields and do whatever you need to do.
Yes. They were using these skill sets for their work, and then there always comes a time of refreshment, Amanda. And if you were to chase that wheel about a quarter of a mile and it was 95 degrees outside,
need something to
this
drink.
would work out just right. So we have a watermelon grown right here on the farm. Listen at it popping open. Look at there.
Look at that.
Look at
delicious. Nice.
For our visitors, if they'll come by, they can get a refreshment like this, a cola and a moon pie, which was very popular during the time period of the Living History Farm, 1900, 1955, but it wouldn't have beat what was right down on the farm.
So we've got our tobacco, our grits, our moon pie, RC Cola, and the watermelon. Just another great day out here on the Living History Farm in Conway. Guys?
Always love going out there. They got such cool stuff.
Yeah.